Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. What if we went to a French brasserie for dinner this time? I feel like trying a classic of French cuisine, coq au vin. It's actually not that difficult to make, and it never fails to deliver. But make no mistake, this is a slow cooking dish, no microwave, air fryer or TikTok shenanigans. There are a few different ways to make it, but the basic ingredients don't change. Chicken and wine, of course, like the name says, plus mushrooms, bacon and onions. So let's start by marinating 2 chicken legs. I cut each of them in 2, and I trim some of the fat, but that's totally optional. I place them in a bowl and I season them with a bit of salt. Then I also add a couple of cloves, 1 teaspoon of rosemary, 1 of thyme, some peppercorns, and a couple of bay leaves. Last but not least, the other main character of this dish, red wine. I'm using this bottle of Bordeaux, but any other good red wine will do. I throw in about 2/3 of it, then I cover it and transfer it to the fridge, where it will spend the next 6 hours. You can skip this step if you don't have time, but it's always a good idea to allow herbs, spices and wine enough time to flavor the chicken, so maybe try to marinate for 1 or 2 hours if you can. In the meantime, I prepare a simple chicken stock with another chicken leg, 1 onion, 1 celery stick, and a carrot. I will use this to add extra flavor to my coq au vin, but you can also use ready-made chicken or beef stock. One last step before I take the chicken out of the marinade, I will prepare the veggies I need for the stew. Onion, carrot, and then 250 grams of mushrooms. It's finally time to take the chicken out of the marinade and let it dry out on a rack. Obviously, I'm not going to throw away this marinade. Instead, I sieve it so that I can use it later, and I set aside the bay leaves to add them back to the stew, while I discard the other herbs and spices as they might be unpleasant to find in the finalized dish. Now that everything is ready, I can actually start cooking. I will begin by searing the chicken legs in a little vegetable oil until browned on both sides. In a cast iron pot, once again I add some vegetable oil so that I can fry 200 grams of lardons. Just a couple of minutes before I add the chopped onion. Then the mushrooms, and I will saute them for about 5 minutes. I don't want to keep them too much longer than that, or they might become too salty because of the bacon. As they heat up and release water, they will also deglaze the pot. And now let's add the wine and the bay leaves from the marinade. I will bring it to a boil and then I'll add 2 cloves of garlic and the sliced carrots. It already smells fantastic. I let it simmer for about 5 minutes and then I throw in the chicken legs and the chicken stock. Now it's pretty much all about waiting while the chicken slowly braises in this wonderful concoction of ingredients for about 1 hour, always on low heat. During this time, I will only need to stir it occasionally and I will have plenty of time to prepare the side, which in this case is mashed potatoes. After boiling them for about 15 minutes, I mash them and I add a dollop of butter and half a glass of milk. My chicken has been stewing for an hour now, and I think I'd like the gravy to be a bit thicker. So I've made a slurry with a tablespoon of cornstarch and a bit of water, and I'll throw it in, but I'll stir the gravy to make sure it doesn't lump up. Everything is ready to plate now. First, a good serving of mashed potatoes, then the mushrooms and gravy, and the chicken. Ah, doesn't it feel like sitting in a brasserie in Paris? It's hard to beat a dish like this. All flavors stand out, yet none of them overwhelms the others. The meat is tender and juicy, and the gravy is savory, but also fruity thanks to the wine. I love it. And you? Have you ever tried coq au vin? If not, will you give it a try? Let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. So, where are we going next?